Hello, it's Logan, Vidalog 3. It is Sunday, July 29th right now.
This is Taylor, and it's Sunday.
So today was a good day. Woke up around 5:30, 5 o'clock. We took a long and windy road.
I think of all things that I'll probably pull from this, outside of individual connections with people, is the traffic is just the gnarliest thing I've ever seen. I've seen so many close calls, you wouldn't believe it. No real regard for police authority or whatnot that you can see. Police will be driving through town with their sirens on and no one will pull to the side or move or do anything. It doesn't appear that they can pull anyone over. I asked our missionary about that. He said that the police, all they really do is enforce parking enforcement. That's where they make their money, is by towing people. But speeding, there's no such thing as traffic citations. It's pretty wild. Health services, we saw an ambulance that was actually just a pickup truck with a canopy on it and spray painted cross on it that said ambulance. I kind of don't want to get hurt while I'm here or get really sick. We saw two guys today fighting at a gas station over what looked like just a burlap sack or something. They were really going at it. The day before, some of our guys were on the bus and they saw a guy on his knees with his hands behind his head, blindfolded, and they didn't know what was going on. And then two guys pulled the blindfold off and had nightsticks and began to beat him. It was just crazy. And our translator, all he said was, "Oh, they're just playing. They're just playing." There's just some weird interactions. Today on our way to church this morning, you just realize how little they're working with. There's some guys working with steel. There's all kinds of rebar and different things people are working with, some steel parts. And a guy was welding with no mask, no eye protection whatsoever. And you just wonder, how long can you weld without doing serious damage to your eyes or your health?
This morning we went to Camp Canaan and we went to our church service and it was so much fun.
But when we got to church, really beautiful kids, beautiful people. We did a skit. It was called Rose. I played a part in it. That it was kind of like a Creole mariachi band, kind of, you would say. It was about 10 men, all in really fine suits, had an accordion, sitting there playing it, and in the middle they would circle around and just start singing and doing movements and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. After that, we got to learn some kids' names and get to know them better. Really cute kids. Probably shook around 50 hands today.
It was really fun. There's little kids trying to pet people's hair. It was pretty funny.
Do our church service with all the Haitians and I didn't understand half of it, but you could see they were so excited to be there and they're enjoying God while they were there. And it was so much fun. I actually got to go and work with some of their children and it was so much fun. When they came in, they immediately came up and asked you to kiss them and it was just great. They wanted to hold my hand, they just wanted to be loved by you. They were playing with my hair and it was just great. It was so much fun.
It's very different than visiting Mexico, where I'm able to communicate a little bit with some broken Spanish, or they have broken English. Very few of the people know any words in English, so there's just a complete language barrier there. Wanted really badly to be able to connect with some of the kids and things like that, but there's just that kind of void there. But I pulled out my camera and asked if I could take some pictures, and they wanted to see the back of the camera, see some videos, so I started showing videos, and that's when just this crowd started to form of kids around me, and it was a ton of fun to have contact with all those kids. They were fascinated with my spiky hair. They kept grabbing at my spiky hair and poking at it, and were really fascinated with that. One of the fascinating things they did in the church service today, after the worship service, the pastor said, "Can all the guests please stand up?" And a lot of churches do that. So the guests stood up and we all applauded and welcomed them. And then he said, "Does anyone want to be saved? Any one of you new people want to be saved?" And someone raised their hand. He said, "Come on forward." And he walked forward and they took him out and shared more with them, I suppose. But it was really fascinating. But we're excited about tonight. We might get to do a little bit of shopping, and then we're going to go share with another church, another AG church on the other side of town. So look forward to seeing the next things God has for us. Something I noticed on Sunday was the morning service took just under 3 hours. We were sitting on wooden benches in both services, just flat, straight wooden benches. The temperatures were hovering around the triple digits. We were in a tent. It was extremely hot and muggy. Even though the service went so long, never did we see people shuffling or sighing or seeming impatient. They were valuing their time in the church. And many of them, most of them, were wearing their Sunday best. Men were wearing suits with full jackets. Same thing in the evening service. The service was about 2.5 hours. And people just tarried at the altars. People valued their time in church. They didn't hurry off. They enjoyed spending time in God's house. Last night we were allowed the privilege of sharing with one of the churches in the community some of our dramas and our testimonies and a message. It was a very powerful time. We had an altar call. It was really fantastic to be able to share with them. When the earthquake hit here in Haiti, there were over 200,000 people that died, they estimate. And the Assemblies of God Church here in Haiti has about as many churches in the country of Haiti as we do in the state of Oregon. Probably around 180 churches or so. And of all those churches, only one pastor perished in the earthquake. And the pastor that perished was actually the pastor of the church that we were at last night. And the pastor that is the pastor there now is his son. His son took over the position there and is now leading that congregation, and it is thriving. We were there Sunday night and the building was packed. It was really great to be a part of that.